Hi guys, welcome to another Touch of Film. It's that time of year. We have the film festival season, we've had the London Film Festival, and now we're going into the London East Asian Film Festival, which for anyone who's into Asian cinema, it is the best time of year to watch movies. I've just come back from the gala, the opening gala, where we saw The Fortress. It was a star-studded event. You had probably one of the biggest actors in Asia, which is Byung-hun. Absolutely a massive actor. If you don't know who he is a South Korean actor. He was in some of the best Asian movies. You've got JSA, I Saw the Devil, Bittersweet Life, Inside Men. Absolutely fantastic actor. He was also broke out into the US. He's been in Red 2, Terminator Genesis. He was in the latest Magnificent 7 movie. So yeah, a massive actor who has broken out into Western cinema. He was there. Just an absolute amazing event. This was the second London East Asian Film Festival. Well, technically it's the third, but the first one was like a mini festival. Then last year was a massive, it's their first real festival, and now this is their second one. And last year was massive. I mean, there was Kim Ji-woon there showing Age of Shadows. You had Park Chan-wook. They had a retrospective on his movies, as well as a premiere of The Handmaiden, which was just another massive event. This year I will be going to a few screenings, but yeah, absolutely great event. Let's get to I Saw the Fortress. This was the main event at the opening gala. It was the UK premiere. It only just came out in South Korea, I think, earlier this year. I think around 3rd or 2nd of October. So yeah, it's quite new. I haven't really seen any reviews of it online. It's directed by Hong Dong-ya. He directed The Silence, fantastic movie. I spoke about it previously on my channel, which is a very emotional movie. You got to check that out, guys. It stars, of course, Lee Byung-hun, Kim Yoon-seok, Park Hae-il, and Go-soo. It's a period movie set during a time when you had the Qing dynasty, who during the second Manchu invasion of areas of South Korea. The main story emphasises around Park Hae-il, who is the king of this area. I think it's like South Korea, but he lives in this. He stays inside this fortress, which is like a city on top of a mountain. The city is now being attacked by the Qing dynasty, and the story is sort of based on the whole battle, the whole sort of war going on between the people in the fortress as from the Qing dynasty. You have Lee Byung-hun's character, who's a lord. He's sort of trying to be more diplomatic and being in the area of surrendering to the Qing dynasty, so there's less bloodshed, less people dying, and the king gets to survive. Whilst Kim Yoon-seok's character, he again is a lord, but he advocates war more. He doesn't want to bend down to the Qing dynasty. He's got a lot of pride, and him and Lee Byung-hun's character, are sort of like clashing. They're both they both don't really want. They both completely disagree with each other. One is sort of advocating war, whilst the other would rather surrender and save the lives of people. Whilst they do care about their people and the king, it's both two sides of the story, two sides to the same coin really. They both really care about the king, and it's their sort of balancing really. At the same time, you have the Prime Minister who and some of he has a lot of like power. He's got all these lords on his side, and he sort of shows little care for the people of the fortress. They're starving. They're rationing the food smaller and smaller. The soldiers are suffering from frostbite because it's all set during like a winter period. So whilst the people are suffering, he feels because he's a noble, he doesn't really have to suffer as well. And there's scenes where it's harrowing scenes where they're taking the grass off the straw of people's roofs because they've got thatched roofs, and just feeding it to horses because they're his horses, the Prime Minister's horses. And you just see these people that are suffering. They're freezing to death, families with babies. So there's very little care for the people. So there is a sort of social elements of people suffering whilst the rich don't really suffer. Like it's sort of like the good and bad within the good side of the movie. Like the good guys throughout the film, because Lee Byung-hun is sort of trying to, he's trying to be a peacekeeper between both sides. So he's visiting the Qing dynasty, the leaders, the Khan at the time, and he's being seen as like a sort of, people don't really trust him. They think he's involved with the Qing dynasty to bring down the king. So some people are calling for him to be executed throughout the whole film, and you do feel for him in this film. That being said, I don't really see Lee Byung. I mean, whilst it's more of an ensemble cast, they're all like main actors in this movie. Lee Byung-hun isn't the strongest character. I mean, I really think that Kim Yoon-seok gives probably one of the best performances in this movie. He's just a great actor. If you've seen him in The Chaser, he's just phenomenal in that. And in this movie, his performance is breathtaking. Along with Go-soo, I think his performance, whilst he plays this blacksmith, who's also a soldier, so it's like a bit part for him, but it's not. I mean, everyone's got their small roles in the movie, so everyone's given like equal screen time in this movie. Go-soo's character is very strong. I mean, he's this blacksmith soldier. He's lost his family to the Qing dynasty. He saw his wife and daughter raped and murdered, and during that, and from that incident, he becomes a soldier, and along with his brother, who's a bit of a comedy sort of character. He has quite an important role in this film, Go-soo. So yeah, whilst the bit character plays a very important role, I do think this was a great movie. Visually it was stunning, but I do think it has some faults. I mean, I do think it was slightly too long. I think it could have been about maybe 25 minutes shorter, quite easily. The fight scenes, the war scenes are quite intense. I mean, the way the camera's quite involved in it. You do feel like you're in this fight scene because the camera's like completely moving around. Great handycam work in there, and it's quite you're just really in there in this war. Like, it feels like you've got blood spattering and you can feel like the cold breeze in your face almost. So that's just amazing. I mean, I don't know how much of this, because I'm not really aware of the history of this. I know it's based on true events. I don't know how much of it is actually a true event and not fictionalised for the movie, but from what I saw, it was quite enjoyable, quite sad, quite enjoyable movie, but showing real sad, the sad side of this Korean history of how they just really suffered under nobles, and people just really weren't cared for. So yeah, it's a great movie. If you're a fan of Lee Byung-hun, I highly recommend it. If you love Kim Yoon-seok, just check it out. Park Hae-il, he's pretty cool in this movie. He plays the king. Really good performance from him. Sort of like a weak king. He relies a lot on his advisors in this movie. So he's not someone like the king that you see in The Last Princess. Very different. But again, I don't really know the history so much. But yeah, guys, check it out if you get a chance. I'll probably get it on Blu-ray when it comes out. I mean, it was released by CJ Entertainment, so we might get a CJ Media release of it maybe in the next couple of years, because I know they're quite slow to release things. I mean, we're still waiting for the Handmaiden Blu-ray of it. And also, if you're into Asian cinema, go check out some of the movies from London East Asian Film Festival. If you're in the UK, it's still going on. It's been the third day today. I'll be putting up some more reviews during in the next couple of days. I have gone to see a couple other films, but again, you'll see them in the next few videos. And guys, yeah, check it out. Go see some of the films. And if you're a fan of Asian cinema, please subscribe to my channel. Click like, comment below. And yeah, guys, take it easy, and I'll see you next week.